let's go back to the question. It does say that hell is a place with fire and brimstone. We already established that the place is the lake of fire. People think that this fire and brimstone is something that's underground. Fire and brimstone is not underground. The fire and brimstone is going to come from above, which is the same playbook. Anytime Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai brings judgment, judgment comes from above. Now let's show that. Isaiah 13 and 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So, this future Babylon, Babylon the Great, Mystery Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, the great whore, you know, all code words for America. You know, when this place is destroyed, when America is judged, it's going to be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So pretty much the same thing that happened to Sodom and Gomorrah is going to happen to America. And it's going to be worldwide, so it's going to be much bigger. So how did the Lord overthrow Sodom and Gomorrah? Did he overthrow it from above, or did something happen from the ground up? Let's see. This is Luke 17 and 29. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. So when people say that hell is a place with fire and brimstone, they're usually referring to somewhere underground. Well, the fire and brimstone that the Lord is bringing is not going to come from below. It's going to come from above. That's why the Lord said, that's why Yahweh Shai said, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven. Rain only comes from above. But this fire and brimstone that spoke about in future prophecy is going to come from above, just as it did in the past. When the Lord flooded the earth with Noah, where did the rain come from? It came from heaven. It came from above. When the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, where did the fire and brimstone come from? It came from heaven. It came from above. And what did the Lord say about Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, in the future, being America, that it shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So it's going to receive the same judgment, except, this fire and brimstone is going to come from above, but it's going to be by nuclear missiles. That's why I like this illustration right here. It's coming down from heaven like rain, and it's capable of destroying, all life on earth, just like all life was destroyed in Sodom and Gomorrah. So again, hell is not a place underground where you find fire and brimstone. The fire and brimstone is coming from above. It's going to rain upon the earth from the Most High in the form of a nuclear destruction from nuclear missiles. So also they say hell is a place with fire and brimstone, and it's forever and ever and will never quench. Well, people don't understand, what is being said when they say that, stuff won't be quenched. And they posted Isaiah 34 and 10 down here. So we're going to break this down, but we're going to start at verse 8 to get context. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance. See, you know, the day of the Lord shall pass away with a great noise. Elements shall melt with fervent heat. Or when it says that the day that cometh shall burn as an oven, this is pointing to a future day, not an eternity. The Lord's vengeance is going to take place in one day. It's not going to take forever to happen. So again, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion. and the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone. This is speaking about the nuclear destruction. The streams, the water's gonna go dry, the dust gonna turn into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. Let's read this in another translation. When it says that the land thereof shall become burning pitch, this is taking place on earth. This is not taking place underground. This is land on earth. That's why when we come to the same verse in the NLT, it reads, the streams of Edom will be filled with burning pitch, and the ground will be covered in fire. So the ground that we stand on here in America and other places gonna be completely covered in fire. That's why America is the lake of fire. And every other place where these nuclear missiles touch down at. So this is a lake of fire right here. And there's a video that I saw. They was talking about the effects of a nuclear blast. You know, they said the ground would be melted and turned to liquid. And that's why Psalms 58:7 say, let them melt away as waters. So the fervent heat is going to melt everything on the surface. You know, things like fleshly bodies, that stuff going to evaporate. But stuff that's harder to break down, like concrete, the ground, that stuff's going to melt. All right, so let's read 9 all the way over again. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone. And the land thereof shall become burning pitch. So everything in the earth gonna be completely burnt up, you know, from the waters to the dust, even the land. Let's continue. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. Let's start with this bottom part. This generation to generation got nothing to do with the fire. This is just saying that from generation to generation it shall lie waste. So from generation to generation, America will be completely desolate, completely destroyed, to never be inhabited again. That's why the next part reads, none shall pass through it forever and ever. So nobody would live in this place, inhabit it, you know, for the rest of forever. But when we see at the top of this, it reads, it shall not be quenched day or night. Let's look up this word quenched in the Blue Letter Bible. Quenched means to put out, be put out, to be extinguished. So you got something like a fire extinguisher. It what? It extinguishes the fire. It puts out the fire. It quenches the fire. So when it says it shall not be quenched day or night, all this is saying is that this fire from the nuclear destruction, it can't be put out. No matter what you do to it, no matter how much water you use, no matter how much fire extinguisher stuff you use, that this fire from the nuclear destruction that's going to create the lake of fire here on earth, that this fire would not be quenched, it would not be extinguished, it would not be put out. So this is not saying that America is going to burn forever and ever and ever. 1,000 years, 1,000,000 years, 10 million years, America's still burning. Now, all this is saying is that once America start burning from these nuclear missiles, that you can't put this fire out. You can't fight it. And you got an occupation here in this world, you know, called firefighters. This lake of fire, this nuclear destruction, this is a fire that you can't fight. It can't be quenched. It can't be extinguished. It can't be put out. So that's all that is saying. So when we come back to the book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 10, when it reads, and the devil that had deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are. Going back to the question, the Bible say that hell is a place with fire and brimstone. No, hell is not a place with fire and brimstone. The lake of fire is the place with fire and brimstone. Hell is nowhere in here. Matter of fact, hell is going to be cast into the lake of fire as well. Hell is going to be on fire, being this worldwide system that Esau the white man has built up. So let's continue. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. So forever and ever don't always mean just that. So got a trick question. What do every word have in common? Every single word in existence, what do they have in common? Typically words that you could find like in a dictionary. Well, what all words have in common is they have more than one definition. So they have multiple meanings. So when you look up words, it got definition one, definition two, definition three, four, five, and six. Well, forever and ever, when we look at it in the Greek, it don't always mean just that. So it can mean a couple of things forever. It can be an eternity, but in this context, it don't mean that. It can also mean a period of time. So when they say that the lake of fire gonna be burning, when they say that the lake of fire gonna be burning, forever and ever, you know, this lake of fire is just gonna be burning for a period of time. Now let me pull that back up. Yeah, so forever in this context, it would be just a period of time, because America is not going to burn for 10 billion years, 10 trillion years. It's just a period of time. And when we get the word ever in another definition, it goes into a long duration. So America, which will be the lake of fire, by the Lord raining fire and brimstone in the form of nuclear missiles, is going to cause this place and the rest of the earth to burn for a period of time, for a long duration. It may be 4 years, it may be 40 years, it may be 10 years. It's up to the Lord. But however long this place burns, it's going to burn, but the fire will burn out. See, that's the thing. So going back to Isaiah 34 and 10, and pulling back up this word quenched, when it says, it shall not be quenched night nor day, meaning this is a fire you can't fight, it can't be extinguished, it can't be put out prematurely. So the fire, the lake of fire, America burning, is going to have to run its course. It's going to have to burn out. So, for example, if you got a grill fire with the coals, well, once the coals burn out, the fire will go out. Same thing when you got a house fire. The house is going to burn until there's nothing else to burn. Once everything is burnt out, the fire will go out. So we're going to show that when we go to the book of 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, the nuclear missiles, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So yeah, this particular day is pointing to a day. There's a day that's going to burn with fervent heat. Hell is always burning and always will be burning. So the Christianity idea of hell don't match up with the scriptures. And again, the elements shall melt with fervent heat, the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. So when the works, this entire civilization that Esau the white man has built up, other countries that's been built up, that's modeled after America, that's modeled after what the white man has established, is going to be burnt up. So when the works therein are burnt up, then the fire will burn out. And that's how any fire works: a grill fire, a house fire, a forest fire. Once everything is burnt to ashes, hey, then there's no more. The fire goes out. So that's why it says the earth and the works therein shall be burnt up. So the fire, again, when it says it's going to burn forever, that forever in this context is just a period of time. That period of time being a long duration is going to burn however long it takes for all the works that people have built up to be burnt up. So again, however long it takes for everything to burn out, that's how long the lake of fire is going to burn. And when it says that the works therein shall be burnt up, this includes people. Because like any fire, you're going to need something to fuel the fire. You know, what's fueling the house fire? The things in the house. What's fueling a grill fire? You got the coals, gasoline, lighter fluid. What fuels a candle to keep that burning? It's the wax. So fires has something to fuel it. And when we come to the book of Isaiah 9 and 19, it reads, through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened. So this land is the earth. The earth is going to be darkened. According to crazy Christians, you know, hell is dark. It's already dark and it's already burning up. But it says the land is darkened, meaning prior to it being darkened, you know, the sun was shining. But, you know, all the smoke from the nuclear weapons gonna blot out the sun. Now let's thought about something going back to Isaiah 34. When we come to verse 9, the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It says the land is going to become a burning pitch. So if this was talking about hell, a place underground, hell is already burning. So it doesn't have to become anything that's burnt up because it's already burning right now. So yeah, when it says shall become burning pitch, meaning because it ain't happened yet. Why? Because it's talking about the earth, meaning it's not talking about an imaginary place called hell underground. Now back to Isaiah 9 and 19. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel for the fire. No man shall spare his brother. That's the point. People are going to be the fuel for the fire. What makes fire burn? Fat, oil, grease. What's the condition of America right now? Everybody fattened up from eating too much oil and grease. So all that oil and grease that you Americans eat is stored under your skin. And for the majority of Americans that don't receive salvation, they're going to be fuel for the fire. So when the Lord rained fire and brimstone on this place in the form of nuclear weapons, that's going to start the initial fire. And then what? That fire is going to continue to burn. Why? Because you fat people are going to fuel that fire. And then what? This fire is going to burn for what? Going back to Revelation 10 to 20, the fire is going to burn, forever. When it says, they should be tormented day and night forever, they're going to be tormented for many days and many nights, but they don't mean forever, for all eternity, 10 trillion years. No, because remember, this word forever has a few different meanings, like all words do, but in this context, it would be a period of time, a long duration. So again, the people shall be as fuel for the fire. So fuel feeds the fire. What happened when you stop feeding the fire? What happened when you stop fueling the fire? It burns out. What happened when you stop putting fuel or gasoline in the car? It stops running. So for this to say that people shall be fuel for the fire, once the people are gone, once all of the works in the earth are burnt up, the fire is going to burn itself out. So, quick summary, hell is not the place with fire and brimstone. We're going to show that again. The place with fire and brimstone is the lake of fire, where the beast and the false prophet are. So the where is the lake of fire. The where is not a hell. That's nowhere in the scriptures. We covered that throughout the lesson. And when it says, and is forever, it means a long duration, a period of time. Till what? Till the people be completely consumed and is no longer fueling the fire. Till the works in the earth are all burnt up. There's nothing else left to burn. That's how long the fire is going to burn. When it says will never be quenched, I mean you're not going to put it out beforehand. The fire is not going to be extinguished or go out until all the people and all the works in the earth are burnt up, because that's the Lord's purpose. It's to cleanse the earth of any remembrance of Esau, anything that he built up, any of the people going to be completely consumed in the fire. And again, death and hell, that would be Esau, the so-called white man, and his hell, it would be America, but really it's this whole global system, this global, oppressive, racist, discriminatory, satanic system. So I think that might have been kind of drawn out. Lord would have known it's edifying. This believer, let me know if this video helps. And I like to do these question response videos because nobody's thoughts are original. If it's somebody that has a question or a concern, there's more than likely other people with the same question and concerns. So Lord willing, this is edifying to whoever it needs to reach. Until next time, Shalom.